What if I told you that everyone in your bloodline was a fucking loser? Not a single one of them did anything substantial, and I can prove it mathematically. Too many people online LARP thinking their ancestors were nobility or great warriors. These people are not a new phenomenon. Even great historical figures were LARPers at heart. Abraham Lincoln thought his father was a loser, and so his favorite pastime activity became LARPing as a great American settler.
We have a vague tradition that my great-grandfather went from Pennsylvania to Virginia, and that he was a Quaker. Further back than this, I have never heard anything.
Another great LARPer was none other than Nietzsche. He came from a poor German family, but that didn't stop him from boldly claiming he came from Polish nobility.
I am a pure-blooded Polish nobleman, without a single drop of bad blood, certainly not German blood.
People are born into a world almost completely outside their control and have a hard time comprehending how insignificant they are, so they have to come up with all sorts of fantasies to make them feel more significant. As the great philosopher Grant Cardone pointed out,
the American middle class is a myth. Anderson thinks the American middle class of the mid-20th century is an accident. I've never heard this, but I completely agree with it. It's an accident of history, created because of the industrialized world out of existence during World War II.
People will make fun of pronouns but proceed to call themselves middle class. It's also an imaginary title. It's cope. Another fantasy poor people use is thinking they're temporarily embarrassed millionaires. Oh, if I lock in and grind, I'm destined to make it. No, it's never happening. Aristotle believed that manual labor corrupts the soul, not metaphorically, but in quite a literal sense. He thought that if you live your life doing physical work, your soul became incapable of virtue, of reason, of living the good life. The working class wasn't oppressed in his worldview, they were fulfilling their natural purpose. This wasn't a fringe opinion. The ancient Greeks broadly believed some people are just born to serve, and liberating them would be like taking a child from his mother. Jump forward 1,000 years to the Enlightenment, and the logic changes, but philosophers still think poor people are not human. But now European philosophers started using utilitarian arguments. Helping the poor just introduces more poor people, but if you let them be, nature will handle it. The entire Western canon quietly agrees poor people are not human, just in different ways. Despite all this, you can't blame poor people for LARPing. How can you when every history book out there is written from the perspective of rich people? The history of humanity is the history of rich people. Poor people are only included when they revolt and affect the lives of rich people. That doesn't mean poor people are not to blame though. It's actually their fault. To understand why, you have to look at pre-Islamic Arabia. When Muhammad started preaching Islam, a lot of people didn't like him and they conspired to kill him. The way they decided to do it is by getting one person from each tribe to go kill him together, and that way nobody is truly liable for his killing. But here's the thing, we live in the real world and we know that they would be all liable for his killing. Social media doesn't give you the best or most liked videos. It gives you the most engaging and time-wasting. Every person participating is partly to blame for propagating slop. Even this video confirms my exact theory. All my previous videos had weeks of work and research put into them, but this video will still massively overperform them just because it rage baits people.